General Hospital spoilers teasing that Emma Scorpio Drake's instincts have never been more finely tuned or more justified. As the day begins on Tuesday, May 13th, the seasoned research scientist feels a familiar twinge of unease in the pit of her stomach. Something about her latest presentation, stored on a simple USB drive, has gone awry. At first, she chalks it up to a minor technical glitch. After all, computers do crash now and then, but as the hours tick by, the same nagging worry refuses to be silenced. Emma can't shake the notion that someone has sabotaged her work. Her suspicions focus almost immediately on the very person who rescued her flash drive, Jocelyn Jacks. Emma recalls the moment of relief when Joss handed it back, claiming she'd found it in the research wing lounge. Gratitude gave way to doubt as Emma replayed every detail: Jocelyn's overly casual demeanor, the way she insisted Emma owe her one, the almost imperceptible smirk that flashed across her face. Now, in the privacy of her lab, Emma considers the possibility that Jocelyn's kindness was nothing more than a calculated move in a larger game. The two young women are direct competitors for the coveted CPU Sciences Fellowship, a position that promises unparalleled resources and prestige. Emma, ever thorough, knows that Jocelyn will stop at nothing to secure the fellowship. And as alarm bells ring louder, Emma begins to suspect that the breach of her USB wasn't accidental. Someone deliberately corrupted her files to undermine her chances. Determined to get to the bottom of it, she resolves to monitor Jocelyn's movements, starting with the CCTV footage in the hallway outside the archives. Late that afternoon, Emma slips into the staff lounge under the guise of grabbing an extra coffee, but her real mission is to plant a discreet tracker on Jocelyn's lanyard when she's not looking. Hours later, the data confirms Emma's worst fears. Jocelyn spent nearly 15 minutes alone at Emma's workstation the morning of the breach. With her suspicions solidified, Emma gears up for the next step. But Emma's revelations don't end there. As she pores over the background of her rival, she uncovers whispers that Jocelyn is deeply entangled with the WSB, Port Charles's covert intelligence agency. If Joss is indeed a clandestine operative, her motives reach far beyond academic rivalry. Emma contemplates the implications: intelligence gathering, manipulation, perhaps even blackmail. A chill runs down her spine at the thought of what personal information Jocelyn could wield. Armed with this explosive knowledge, Emma decides her next move: to reveal the truth to Jocelyn's mother, Carly Spencer. Carly has always protected her daughter fiercely, but she values honesty above all. Emma knows Carly will be stunned, and once the dam breaks, Port Charles will never be the same. Meanwhile, Jordan Ashford continues her painstaking quest to accumulate evidence against Jen Sidwell. Sidwell, shrewd, resourceful, and dangerously perceptive, has grown suspicious of Jordan's investigative activities. Every covert meeting, every coded email, risks exposure. Jordan must tread carefully if she hopes to build an airtight case. At the same time, Sidwell, ever the puppet master, issues a new directive to Jordan: engineer circumstances that will force Mayor Laura Collins to resign. It's a bold, sinister assignment, designed to leverage Jordan's close relationship with Laura. She once served as Collins's deputy, after all. Jordan understands the stakes. To remain in Sidwell's good graces, she must prove her loyalty by betraying the woman she admires most. Haunted by the memory of her former mentor's kindness, Jordan feels torn. She recognizes that yielding to Sidwell's command would shatter her moral code and destroy the town's faith in Collins. Yet, refusal could bring Sidwell's wrath down upon her and her loved ones. Jordan's mind races as she weighs the cost of obedience versus rebellion. With every passing minute, the noose tightens. Across town, Sonny Corinthos has inked an uneasy alliance with Jen Sidwell. The deal is simple: Sidwell will provide Sonny with intelligence resources to help him unravel the mystery behind the explosion that leveled Sonny's penthouse loft, and, potentially, to identify the assassin who attacked him in Los Angeles. In return, Sonny will use his network to eliminate political threats to Sidwell's agenda. Sonny's family, and virtually everyone who cares for him, abhors the arrangement. Jason Morgan, his right-hand man and surrogate brother, is especially incensed. Jason's hallmark is loyalty. Sonny's partnership with a manipulative figure like Sidwell feels like betrayal. Yet, as Sonny patiently explains his strategy, Jason begins to see the bigger picture. This alliance is more than a pragmatic move. It's a means to an end, to protect his empire and find the traitor who nearly killed him. Sonny believes that by trading intelligence with Sidwell, he will gain access to classified WSB files that could expose the bomber. Moreover, he's determined to discover whether Sidwell himself orchestrated the ambush in LA, knowing it could lead him straight to the mastermind behind the attack. The question is whether the knowledge is worth the moral compromise and whether Sonny can outmaneuver Sidwell once the truth comes to light. In another part of the city, Lulu Spencer stands firm in her conviction that her latest feature article cannot be quashed. She strides into Crimson Magazine's editorial office, manuscript in hand, declaring that the piece is flawless, every word meticulously researched, every angle expertly crafted. Rumors swirl that anonymous threats have arrived, warning that Lulu would regret publishing. The source remains unknown. An angry publicist? A corporate rival? Someone with a vendetta against Lulu's family? Undeterred, Lulu addresses the hushed conference room with steel in her voice. She refuses to be intimidated. Her article, an exposé on the city's underreported surge in WSB corruption, will go live at midnight, she vows. Editors exchange nervous glances, acutely aware that Lulu's reputation for unflinching truth-telling could either catapult their publication to journalistic heights or provoke legal action and violent retribution. Lulu's defiance resonates. She is ready to risk her career and perhaps her life to give voice to the silenced. Meanwhile, tensions boil over between Drew Kane and Curtis Ashford. Drew, ever the skeptic, has stumbled upon evidence that Portia Robinson is being blackmailed, and he names Curtis as her protector. Curtis, whose fierce loyalty to family rivals only Sonny's, explodes at the suggestion that he would permit harm to come to his beloved Portia. A heated confrontation erupts in Curtis's basement office, voices raised, tempers flaring. Drew accuses Curtis of turning a blind eye to the extortion, pressing him for information on the perpetrators. Curtis, flinching at the implication, reminds Drew that he negotiated a truce with Portia's blackmailer to safeguard her peace of mind. He refuses to betray Portia's trust, even if it means clashing with his old friend. As the argument crescendos, each man's convictions are laid bare: Drew's obsessive thirst for justice, Curtis's unwavering commitment to family. Neither yield an inch, and the rift between them threatens to fracture their brotherhood permanently. Back at the CPU Sciences labs, Emma's covert investigation yields a revelation more staggering than mere academic sabotage. She finds encrypted files on Jocelyn's personal server, files that, when decrypted, reveal clandestine WSB missions, dossiers on Port Charles's power players, and direct orders implicating Jocelyn in covert operations. Emma stares at the screen, heart pounding. She cannot believe the depth of Jocelyn's duplicity. The revelations paint Jocelyn as a double agent, balancing her daughter's world with a life of espionage. Emma grapples with the moral dilemma. Exposing Jocelyn could endanger both her rival and her innocent family, but allowing the deception to continue would betray her own principles. With trembling resolve, Emma types a terse message to Carly Spencer: "We need to talk. Urgent." She knows that once Carly reads the contents of the dossier, nothing will ever be the same. In City Hall, Jordan Ashford moves cautiously, assembling evidence against Mayor Collins's detractors in the media, fabricated allegations of misconduct, doctored financial records, anonymous tips to watchdogs. Jordan's instincts scream that she's being manipulated, But Sidwell's ultimatum is clear: destroy Collins's credibility. Jordan arranges a meeting with a key editor of the Port Charles Chronicle, a reporter she once mentored, and casually drops hints about the mayor's hidden agenda. She slips a flash drive to the journalist under the table, recording her heartbeat as her conscience wails. When she returns home that night, Jordan finds a note slipped under her door. "Well done. Welcome to the WSB family." A cold dread settles in her chest. She realizes that compliance only tightens the leash. Now Sidwell knows how far she's willing to go, and he will exploit it. Meanwhile, Sonny and Jason trace the origins of the explosives used in the loft bombing. With Sidwell's satellite connections, they identify the manufacturer and follow the money trail to a shell corporation linked to a shadowy figure known only as the director. Closer still, whispers suggest the director's identity may be someone within Sonny's inner circle. At the docks late one evening, Sonny confronts a low-level courier, a jittery man who insists he knows nothing. Under Sonny's steely gaze, the man reveals the name of the mastermind, Gregory Chase, a former associate of Sonny's who vanished years ago. Sonny's blood runs cold. Gregory was once like a brother, a confidant. Why would he turn on Sonny? Jason, ever supportively grim, vows to stand by his friend as they prepare to unearth the truth. But as they walk away, Jason notices movement in the shadows. Sidwell's men, no doubt, ready to report back. Sonny realizes that every alliance, every secret, has a price. At Crimson Magazine, Lulu Spencer makes final edits to her explosive exposé. The piece lays bare a scheme orchestrated by Sidwell to manipulate city contracts, rig elections, and cozy up to organized crime. She's convinced this will be her career-defining scoop. Yet, as midnight approaches, Lulu senses that someone is inside the building. Security cameras show a lone figure slipping down the hallway toward her office. With trembling fingers, Lulu hits publish. Immediately, alerts flood the newsroom. The article is live. But before she can celebrate, the lights flicker and die. In the darkness, the intruder strikes, charging her from behind. The last thing Lulu sees is a flash of metal. On the other side of town, Drew Kane is nursing bruised pride and worse, a fractured friendship with Curtis. He's determined to salvage the relationship and protect Portia in the process. He tracks Curtis to the Ashford home, finding him at Portia's side. Drew delivers an ultimatum. Curtis must tell him everything about the blackmail, or he'll go to the police himself. Curtis, exhausted by weeks of subterfuge, finally breaks. He confesses the details of the deal, a private payoff to keep Portia safe, arranged by Curtis himself. Drew's eyes burn with conflicted anger, relief that Portia is protected, guilt at having doubted Curtis's devotion. The two men reach a shaky truce, realizing that their united front is stronger than any single vendetta. Late that night, Carly Spencer meets Emma Scorpio Drake in the empty auditorium of General Hospital. Emma lays out the evidence: screenshots of encrypted mission files, logs of Jocelyn's covert trips, transcripts of orders signed by a WSB superior. Carly's world fractures as she listens, disbelief warping into fury and sorrow. Jocelyn's name becomes a curse on her lips. Carly's maternal instinct clashes with her civic duty. She knows she must confront her daughter, and soon. But first, she must decide whether to shield Jocelyn or to uphold the law. As dawn's first light seeps through the stained glass windows, Carly's decision hangs in the balance. By the end of the day on May 13th, Port Charles has been transformed. Alliances have shifted, secrets have spilled, and the lines between friend and foe blur. Emma, Jordan, Sonny, Jason, Lulu, Drew, Curtis, and Carly each stand at pivotal crossroads. Emma's vendetta against corporate espionage has erupted into a life-or-death struggle with the WSB. Jordan's loyalty to Sidwell has cost her peace of mind and her moral compass. Sonny's alliance with Sidwell has unearthed a betrayal so personal it could shatter his empire. Lulu's fearless journalism has drawn a violent response, threatening her very existence. Drew and Curtis have redefined the meaning of trust in the face of coercion. And Carly Spencer must choose between the daughter she loves and the city she protects. As the credits roll on this explosive day, one thing is clear. In Port Charles, the shadows run deep, and no one is ever truly safe. The fallout from May 13th will reverberate for weeks, perhaps months, as secrets unravel and loyalties are tested. Hold onto your seats, because in General Hospital's world of double agents, moral quandaries, and unbreakable bonds, the next twist is always just around the corner.